That's so nice of you. I think you're such a badass, like hardcore.
Posted about Lorde, it's going to be a Lorde Summer.
I like love with my whole heart. Anything you feed me, I would say yes to.
Are we going to get a studio version of that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Meg, and I'm with Gracie Abrams.
Hi. I'm Gracie, and I'm with Meg.
I don't know if you've managed to have you probably haven't seen outside, a sea of bows.
No, I haven't, but that
sea of bows.
There's always, I feel like whenever we're on our way to the venue, we like catch a solid handful.
It must be like so surreal. So surreal and cool to just know that that's something that has come from you.
Sweet.
You know, and it's such a nice thing too, bows.
Can't claim it, but I appreciate being a part of the...
I know, but I've been to many concerts and I've never seen more bows, so it feels like a Gracie thing.
That's nice of you.
It feels like a Gracie thing. I've also noticed you haven't been on TikTok for a wee while. Have you deleted it again, or are you like a lurker?
Yeah, I got off
you're
when
done.
It got weird.
Right,
I've been off since January.
Yeah. So you're like, you know, see you later for now.
I think I'll like maybe. Every once in a while pop back in.
The thing is your songs obviously go so viral on there, so it must be tempting to somewhat go and see what people are doing with them.
I feel like I rely on the algorithms of like my friends to send me things that they find like funny and not, you know, soul sucking.
Yeah, that's good. You've got good friends if they're willing to filter.
No, they send me all of the hate. So I'm a little bit like.
Yeah, fair. Well, I didn't know if you had seen then. I know you're into salt and vinegar chips.
Yeah, big time.
What's
the news on TikTok?
Well, the news on TikTok is salt and vinegar carrots instead.
Okay, sure. That sounds like it's probably better for you.
Hand on how but if you want a chip, you want a chip.
Exactly.
I actually went to make them for you. I made them for you at home.
What?
And then I saw I even got them, don't worry.
You did?
I did. No, I haven't. Yeah, but I didn't bring them because then I had this like moment where I was like, don't bring Gracie Abrams.
That's so nice of you. Oh my God, I hope someone in your household, first of all, I would have eaten them on camera and off camera, I swear.
I wouldn't have made you because you're sitting on camera and here's this weird girl you just met.
You have to understand, I immediately trusted you when I walked in this room. The overalls are too good. I would have, anything you feed me, I would say yes to.
I wasn't going to put you through it.
Thank you for even thinking of that.
I thought of it and I thought, you know.
Do you just soak them?
Yes, you just cut them up, slice them up little chip sizes, and then put vinegar and salt in them. Apparently it's just as good as chips. But I tell you what, it does not look good in like a Tupperware sandwich spaghetti bolognese in a family house.
Fair enough, but I would have devoured. Maybe we'll look into that on tour.
I wanted to talk about how women supporting women feels like it's like such a huge part of, from what I can see, of you, your career, who you are. You always seem to be supporting women in music. Women in music always seem to be singing your praises, which is so cool. I've seen Billie say amazing things. Obviously, you've opened for Olivia, Taylor. How has it shaped you personally and professionally to have women like just absolutely lift you up from what I can see at least?
It's such a privilege to grow up in a time where like that concept even is like being celebrated, you know what I mean? Because I feel like when I was younger, even before I started making stuff in a more legitimate way, like even just, I remember tabloids and shit, like when I was little, it was so much pinning women against each other all the time, and like the most laughable, like most bullshit ways, you know, but that being kind of like the driving force behind talking about women, you know,
for sure.
In the same industry.
That's why it's so refreshing to see things like this.
Yeah, and I think like, you know, I have the privilege of standing on the shoulders of the women who have come before me in this industry, period. The fact that I get to do this and the fact that I get to like so comfortably write about my feelings and experiences and relationships, like that alone is so lucky that I feel empowered to do that kind of a job. But also the fact that these women that you've just named, Billie, Olivia, Taylor, they've been solely supportive, like deeply generous with their platforms towards me, and it's the easiest thing in the world to talk about them for ages because they're just the greatest. So.
But it seems to be because you do that for other people as well, especially other women. I've seen recently you posted about Lorde. It's going to be a Lorde Summer with the latest track.
Yeah, I mean,
big fan.
Yeah, I like love with my whole heart and soul.
Yeah?
I've loved her forever before we.
The melodrama was so.
Yeah,
great.
it's just like, you know, I feel like pure heroine. I saw her her at the Fonda in LA, which is this
Really?
tiny venue, the week before Pure Heroine came out.
Wow.
It was this like really, really, really tiny show, and it was just her on stage, and I'll remember it forever. Her hair was so long.
Curly hair, yeah.
She wore this like black dress, but it looked more like a cape. And I was so little, but so was she, you know what I mean? We're like 2 years apart. It was so inspiring. I'd never until that moment seen someone perform and think that like, maybe I could one day find a version that felt like me in the way that felt like her, you know?
Well, I think you guys are like are quite similar in the way of your music, that both of you have an incredible way with your lyrics.
Thank you.
You are such an amazing, as a lyric listener, I'm a person that likes to listen to lyrics more so than a song tune, although I love a song tune.
Yeah.
And you fit so much into a song, which I think is so Gracie Abrams, that like stands out to nobody else, that it's like you almost give us so much in a song that breaking it down is incredibly satisfying, I find.
Thank you.
And I think you're very good at finding the medium emotions, like not just singing about sad, not just singing about happy, but you find these kind of in-between emotions that I think normal people, me, find it hard to just to even like verbalize. So how do you grasp those emotions and get a hold of them when I think it's very hard to even just talk about in real life and communicate, and yet you can write it into a song beautifully?
That's very nice of you to say. I found it always really difficult to talk to people about the way that I felt, and
Really?
Yeah, which is why I wrote so much when I was young. So I feel like there's instinct to turn to writing whenever I'm feeling anything is like what comes first before the concept of like approaching somebody to be like, hey, I'm thinking XYZ about XYZ, you know, I'm more like,
it's like a cathartic to you.
Yeah, I just go there first. So I don't, you know, maybe it's just like habit over time that I've just been doing it for so long now that that's where it ends up. But thank you for saying that. Was very generous.
So true. It's actually, I don't know if it is in America, but it's Mother's Day here in New Zealand next weekend. It's very exciting.
Wait, is it next week?
Well, it's
in America too?
Probably not. I think it's different, but you're okay.
Wait, happy Mother's Day.
Thank you very much. I have the listeners of our show have lots of working women. I'm a working mum myself, and I know mums really struggle with being a career person and also raising their children. And I know your mum is a boss. She's an absolute boss, CEO. And I thought you would maybe have a message from the perspective of a daughter with a working mum for our Mother's Day mums that maybe they hadn't seen.
I mean, I think you're such a badass, like hardcore, so I feel lucky to sit with you. And I can't even begin to imagine what it's like to, I can't imagine, period. But as the daughter of a mom who still does full-time, I just think it's the coolest thing to grow up with an example of someone so dedicated and so passionate and so direct and smart, and someone who like can come home and talk about like the importance of working in community with people. And I think I, without question, have tried to adopt as much of her wisdom as possible, like you know, and as I've gotten older, I only ever value it more, and I think
it doesn't take away the closeness.
No, oh my God, no, I haven't experienced that, and I feel very lucky that that's true.
Yes.
And also just happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there.
Yeah.
Like,
hell yeah. I've got some quick fire ones. I know you've got to go. Okay, let's do quick fire. Okay, your most loved lyric that you've written.
Most loved lyric that I've written, la 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 la.
Yeah, like in one that you write it and you must have sat there and almost like fist pumped and be like, that was.
I loved writing. I put out this live version of a song called Death Wish that I wrote.
Sorry, and I used to pretend that it didn't feel evil. You're like,
yeah, I love that
a million suns burns through people.
I love
That's
that
my
one.
pick.
Thanks.
That's a great pick for a
man.
narcissist.
Thanks. Yeah, that is I loved writing that whole song. I kind of like went to that weird like blacked out place, and then when I finished it, reading it back, I was very happy.
You were like, wow.
I love the writing in that song.
Are we gonna get a studio version of that?
Absolutely.
Exciting. Song that you wish you wrote?
Liability by Lorde.
Of course, great song. Song of yours that feels most misunderstood. Is there one?
No, people understand them how they feel.
Yeah, right.
See fit, and I appreciate that. So, no, yeah.
Coming from a successful family, what does success look like to Gracie right now?
Working with people who make each other better, and yeah, like all boats rise with the tide type of thing. So, yeah.
What's the last thing you ChatGPT or Googled?
I've never used ChatGPT once, but it's been like popular on tour. People were using, I can speak for the group, asking ChatGPT what period of time someone's face belongs in.
Oh, wow. What's yours?
Victorian, scary. It looked like the picture looked like a dead person. You know what I mean? I was like, ooh, I need to like get some sun maybe.
What are you binging? Are you watching anything? Any time to watch?
I just finished rewatching Breaking Bad, which was so sad again.
Are you watching Last of Us?
I haven't yet, which is not like me, because I think I would love that. I think I'll love that show.
Are you a gamer? No.
I'm not, but I grew up, my brother, like that was a big one in the, yeah.
And last one, what's the new calendar you're most looking forward to at the moment?
Well, honestly, this tour, we've been, not to be corny about it, but we've been really excited to get here, and this past week was that thing in my calendar. So much came from our time here already, and I just can't wait for tonight. Yeah, no,
Thank you, Gracie.
Thank you. I'm so happy to meet you. Thank you for being here.
Oh,
Get home.
I will.
Thank you so much.